probably Link is in the right spot and that you don't walk off, etc., etc.
Yeah, pausing makes it slower. I feel like
not by a lot, but
most people pause for that setup. I mean, I don't. I'm guessing you don't either. If you're pointing this out,
I do the hold forward thing.
Yeah, or like you hold forward, you don't even like pause buffer for the right time. You just like, cause I don't think it's like that precise. You just kind of like eyeball it and go, oh, that's good, and then you hold forward.
I pause once, so if once I well, I guess a couple times depending. Sometimes I'll pause buffer to make sure that the chin is like in the right spot as it's coming down, and then once I unpause, I just hold forward and there's no more pausing. I just go.
Well, I pause buffer 0 times, so I win.
That's crazy.
It's not.
You just kind of, wow, all right.
I look for a texture on his chin to like pass through the B button on the way up.
Wow.
And then I just go.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, Dean Machine taught me that.
Wow, okay. Yeah. You guys are withholding some
what do you mean
here.
withholding? No. I stream all my runs.
Where's
the video? It's on speedrun.com because I'm sure my PB does it. See, this is how you can tell that Haley never watches my stream.
Because usually we'll be in a race maybe at the same time, and then
all right. I guess I haven't done individual runs since back when I was still in this tournament not too long ago.
Exactly.
Yeah, recently I was streaming. You could have been watching, but you chose not to.
Yeah. I'm a busy person. Busy running Valentine's percent.
Oh yeah, that
Goated category.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you were here for that part of game 1, but when the runners got to Forest Haven, EJ did the Windbreaker dive off Beetle's ship to get under the island.
Yes.
And I kind of wondered, is it because of Valentine's percent that he's instinctively went for that?
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like EJ, if he has a little bit of trouble with the ledge clip, he's the type of runner that'll just I feel like default to the consistent strat, because that's what's gonna make him fastest in that moment. Does that make sense? Because the Windmaker dive is not that much slower, and if you're not comfortable or you just really don't feel like doing the ledge clip, then I think it's a fine choice.
Yeah, I guess, but I think the ledge clip's easier. Maybe I'm just a weirdo.
Yeah, well, I think it's easier too. I think that the hard part of the Wind Waker dive is actually grabbing onto the boat.
Yeah.
Because it's so far left, and you can do that thing where you fake grab onto it and then just fall immediately. I hate that. It fuels an anger that's really deep inside me.
And that is why I never do it. And then when I realized for the Valentine's percent category that you had to do that, I kind of sighed a little bit, whatever. And it went fine, but still.
Dang. Other than that, they have different barrier skip setups, I suppose. Yeah,
Jim does the Jim method, and EJ does a variation of the mini method.
Yeah, it's EJ's little EJ spin on Mini's method. Yeah. With the rolls, I'm assuming.
Yeah, because if you try to run and do the rolls, then you avoid talking to Tetra, who is usually in a really awkward spot.
That's a replacement for a backflip, is it not?
Yeah, because if you do the backflip and she's right there, you just talk to her instead. So then if you turn around and then do the 2 rolls, I guess it's equivalent.
I see.
Which I think goes to show how tiny the dry rolls are, because 2 dry rolls equals a backflip. So I think that's what it is. I have to watch EJ do his setup again, but I think it's just the 2 dry rolls replaces the 1 backflip.
I see.
And everything else is the same.
That makes sense. Yeah, we have a category called Valentine's percent, actually. It's a really cool category, believe it or not. It's on our category extensions. And yes, EJ won the first game, and so this is game 2 of our best of 3 between EJ125 and gymnast86. So to get a game 3, if you're one of those people that's like, I'm just here for the content, like, let's get as much Wind Waker as possible, you're gonna want to root for Jim this run. But we'll see what happens. Still not quite to the point of gameplay, but we're getting close.
Yeah, we're almost there. The 30
almost
seconds.
There. See, now we have to hit buttons, so just a little bit closer to glory.
And they're both on world record pace right now. It's really incredible.
True.
Man, I made the same joke last game. I'm sure people that are like that are around for game 1, 2 are just like, ah.
Like, wow, do these commentators ever come up with anything original? Oh man. The answer is no, we don't. You should see a rando stream. Oh
EJ,
no!
try a little bit.
Oh no! EJ talks to Errol right off the bat, already giving us the tiniest little bit of discrepancy between the runners.
Alright, so Gymnast is gonna have the lead for the next 10 minutes or so. That's how the split works.
Yeah, see, Outset, like, is really consistent. If you know all the little strats and all the little movement, so yeah, that very well could be true. We could just see Jim be literally this amount of time ahead for the next, like, 19 minutes or so. But
Yeah.
we'll see, we'll see. So yeah, in case you weren't here for the first game and maybe you have some questions, like, feel free to put your questions in the chat if you see something happening that is really confusing to you, or if you just have like questions in general about the run, we'd be more than happy to talk about them.
It is called Outset Island because this is the island where Link sets out on an adventure.
That's true, and I learned that actually like pretty deep into my speedrunning career. Someone said that and I was like, oh my gosh, you're so right.
I thought you were to say I was today years old when I
No. I was like a year ago years old. The difference in routing between MSS and any percent. Well, between no MSS and any percent, so in like typical any percent where like everything is allowed, normally we would not be doing all of this like outset stuff. We would like immediately jump in the water and do the manual super swim, which is basically a trick where you build a lot of negative speed in the water by frame perfectly pausing a bunch of times. And we swim to Dragon Roost, where we get the Wind Waker, which if you saw any part of the last race, you'll know that the Wind Waker is like super important for like all of the tricks that we do. But that trick is really hard, and so we have this category no MSS where that trick is banned. And because of that, we have to do like all this outset stuff. So, but after we get the Wind Waker, the routes are actually pretty similar, like depending on like what any percent route you're doing. But yeah, so the biggest difference is just like this first like 30 minutes of not having the Wind Waker, basically. And we get a different outfit, too. So if you do MSS, you get to keep the pajamas, whereas we get the green little tunic. I hope that answers your question.
Let's see if EJ talks to Errol an extra time again. Okay, good.
Avoided. Things like that give me like speedrunning like trauma. So like the next time I'm in that area, I'll be like, oh my gosh, like if I talk to Errol again, I will lose my mind.
You know, when it comes to that guy that's on the the little balcony, you have to talk to him, or rather, he talks to you.
True.
You can't really avoid him.
So here is the first little section of the game where we have like a little bit more tricky trickness going on. We can do these, what we call them Orca combos on Orca to speed up the sections of the tutorial. So like even though Orca is like telling Link, oh, just hit B to stab, you'll notice that like we're doing a combo and there's like a quick spin in there too. That's because of like specific stick manipulation that we're doing. And here the runners are going for what's called the quick parry. And EJ got the quick parry. I did not see if Jim got it. If you hit A, you have like 2 frames to hit A as soon as the next parry prompt comes up. Or as soon as the first parry prompt comes up. And if you do that, then the next parry in the little sequence comes up a lot faster. So it's just a quick little thing.
I'm gonna guess Jim didn't get it because now they're tied.
You know, that's a really great observation, and you're probably right. So yeah, it's not like a ton of time, but it does add up, you know? And Outset is so cutscene heavy, and it's just like, depending on who you are, it maybe isn't the most exciting part of the run for you. And so like those little things that we have on Outset, such as like Orca and quick parry, and those things, like they really are satisfying to get good at, because then it makes Outset just a little bit more enjoyable while you wait to get to like the meat of the run, which is when you get the Wind Waker. But for now, we just like run our little errands. There's Tetra just hanging out.
Now, you're about to see a crazy thing that is not a glitch whatsoever. Alright, yep, there's the red rupee.
Oh my goodness.
So the spin attack clipped through the log wall to grab that money. And we do allow that glitchless, which...
Clip, huh?
I mean, it makes sense, because, I mean... Like, just imagine you swinging your sword, you accidentally pick something up out of bounds. Oh,
exactly.
run invalid.
Oh. Okay, so here there's like a cute little combo you can do on the Bokoblins, but it doesn't look like either runner totally pulled it off. EJ got close though.
Yeah, but Jim ended up being a little faster, so he is slowly ahead. Wait, what? Stabbing the rupee is not allowed in glitchless. Oh, I think I get that. Yeah, well, yes, if you mess up your spin attack, you accidentally stab. Oh, you're run invalid.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's true, because, like, the rule is that you're not allowed to stick an item through a wall if the wall actively tries to repel you. And when you stab the log wall, like, Link kind of recoils and his sword kind of flies up with his arm.
Oh, it's that thing where, like, quick spins don't have, like, there's no hit box, there's just a hurt box, right? Is that
Something
what it is?
like that, yeah.
Glitchless is great. You guys should check it out.
Yeah.
We just had a community vote on some rules, and that's why we're talking about it. It's the hot topic in the Wind Waker community right now.
Maybe after WaveCrash, we'll do a glitchless tournament.
Right. That's
Whoa.
Whoa.
That'd be tough to get people to sign up for like a 6-hour run. It's like, oh great, now on to the next round where you have to do another 6-hour run.
It'd be kind of hard for scheduling purposes, I feel like. Like, just that alone.
What? No.
Makes it not feasible. Who has 6 hours in their day to like do this like consistently over the course of like a tournament. That'd be wild.
Yeah, I mean, if you play at world record level pace, it's like, you know, 5.5 hours. That's
yeah.
less bad.
The super swim is a glitch. We're allowed to do that here in no MSS for good reason. It just didn't glitch list that wouldn't be allowed for obvious reasons. Like, I don't even think that it's not remotely up for debate.
Nintendo intended it to be so that every time you turn around in the water, you get -3 speed. It's not a glitch.
It's intended.
Yeah. It would be cool to see for like future Wind Waker tournaments. Instead of doing full game runs, it's more like IL. So maybe like Earth Temple runs for a tourney, or like something like that.
Maybe, yeah. I feel like that's a little too short.
I'm a big fan of short speedruns, so I'm biased that way.
We have a post MSS file that we can use to like do runs that like normally require MSS, but then it like gives us like the same save flags that we need like as if we had done MSS. So I feel like that in the future is going to be really viable for us when planning future tournaments if we want to use that to eliminate MSS. Like all dungeons. Or just post MSS itself. Any percent. TP is doing something right now. I think it is
Lava Dash.
Oh, that's a cute name. So
we could like
WaveCrash, Lava Dash.
We could steal their idea and do Dragon Roost Cavern races. So yeah, we are also racing the lava dungeon.
We call it Lava Crash.
Yeah.
Both runners had pretty solid outsets. Both, I think, finished outset below 16 minutes, which usually is an indicator that you had a pretty decent outset. Nothing too egregious.
I mean, EJ did talk to Errol an extra time, so you know, that's...
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things. But see, like, those types of things in outs, just in, like, the context of outset, just, like, they seem way worse than they are. Because, like, the amount of time that you spend talking to Errol could be, like, the amount of time that you spend, like, pausing in a super swim to, like, recover something, you know? But you don't get, like, as hung up on, like, the pausing, I feel like, in a super swim, unless it's, like, totally crazy. You know, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it feels really good to have, like, a perfect outset.
Which, I don't know what the fastest outset time has been in this tourney. But you can get pretty fast, like 1540x.
Yeah.
Or maybe even 1530x, I'm not sure.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
Gotta ask Ace. Ace is kind of the
I think he
king
has
of outset, yeah.
He definitely has the fastest outset. Ever.
Alright, show me Nico Crash. No, just kidding. Do not show me Nico Crash, please.
Yeah, don't say that. Oh my gosh. So for some reason, when Nico does that, like, winding up animation, like, before he jumps off, there's, like, a really small chance that, like, the game can crash for some reason. I don't know why. Do you know
That's
why?
not even the most likely spot the cutscene will crash. It's when, I think it's when Nico jumps off the rope there, so both of us got past it. Yeah, so far, the whole, like, Nico crashing the cutscene as he jumps off the switch, that crash has only happened once, and it was to me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, other people have gotten a crash in this cutscene, but it's the one where he jumps off the roof.
I see. EJ, playing with fire there, grabbing the platform. He's fine. Don't worry about him.
So, fun fact about this little part right here that I'm sure Haley loves for me to bring up. So, like, Nico's about to walk over to the left a little bit, to like let Gymnast back there to the chest. So if you're standing on the left side of that platform, yes, Nico will push you off, and you have to redo the minigame to get back up there.
Okay, but to clarify, you have to like land there on purpose.
Did you land there on purpose?
Well, no.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. It could happen by accident.
I fell off. Sometimes.
I thought.
Okay.
Wait, who was it then that like landed on the platform and then Nico pushed them up? I thought that was you.
There was like a day where we were like experimenting with it to see if it was a thing, and I'm pretty sure we had to like swing from like the rope, like in the middle. I could be misremembering, but like you had to like land there on purpose. But what's happened to me like is I've just like walked off if I like land. And that's like, you know, slow.
You don't say.
Well, anyways, we're here at FF1. So those lights in the background there, that cycle is like already in motion. So here the runners want to have really good tech smashing because they want to be able to like start the FF sequence like as soon as possible because of this like cycle that's in motion, so that they can catch the fastest light cycle, which also has like some pretty precise movement. So I'm sure we'll see that shortly.
Yeah, both of them got it in the last game.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Although EJ was very close to getting caught. It was really close. So, funny thing about this launch that's happening to Link, he's about to collide with a spot in Forsaken Fortress that I'm pretty positive does not actually have collision. So, like, it's just part of the cutscene to pretend there's collision there so Link can bog on it. But, like, I mean, that's pretty high up, right? Like, you get high up enough on Forsaken Fortress and there's no way there's collision up there. So,
I mean, there's no reason for there to be collision up there.
What do you mean Link just crashed into it? There should be collision there.
It's all for show.
Yeah.
Video game magic. If you heard of movie magic, this is video game magic.
The beauty of in-game cutscenes.
We all know that video games have issues like with walls.
You don't
Always
say. Like the barrier and the fairy fountains and Forest Haven everywhere. Except for Papagannon's room. The walls there are made of solid steel.
Hey, it looks like, yeah, Jim got it, and EJ also is
Cutting
gonna
it
get
close
it.
again.
It wasn't that close. But Jim, it's interesting because they both did it in different ways. So like EJ did the thing where you can like double back and like roll back like the way you came essentially, but Jim does the thing where you can roll all the way around. Jim's way is technically harder to pull off because you take like a longer route.
Yeah.
It's still doable, but it makes the timing, it can make the timing a little more stressful.
Also, EJ pulled ahead there because Jim really wanted to talk to Tetra. That happens when, like, you want to roll over to the ladder, right? But then there's a Gossip Stone trigger, so if you try to roll, you'll accidentally talk to Tetra.
Right.
That's what happened to Jim.
Oh god, not a rope! This room is actually... The runners make it look easy, but when you're starting out in Wind Waker, that room is actually really stressful. At least it was for me.
Well, because like how like sometimes you jump off the rope and you teleport to the side and you completely miss the platform.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that.
This room is also really stressful. So like you're gonna pick up the barrel like Jim is doing here. And for whatever reason, the moblins then treat you differently, like as if you had the barrel on. So then, yeah, so here EJ got spotted by that second moblin, but because he rolled into the railing on the staircase, the moblin will like unsee you. And it's like RNG, like where that moblin is in his cycle. So like EJ and Jim both had decent movement, but like the moblin didn't see Jim, but it saw EJ. So you have to like know what to do in that scenario. And here we're gonna do the same thing with the barrel again. And that moblin cycle is also RNG. So like sometimes the moblin will just be like so far forward in his cycle that you have to like take the barrel with you and do vanilla-ish strats. And here we have quick sidling, which is also super exciting.
Oh yeah, took the words right out of my mouth.
Instead of just like regularly sidling, you can like mash the control stick in the direction that you're sidling and you'll like go slightly faster. I've also fallen off here once.
It's okay because those little platforms catch you.
Well, I assure you that they did not, but
Oh, did you like fall in between the two of them perfectly or something?
Yeah, so I was like right at the end and I like let go like just a hair too soon and completely jumped off to the bottom.
Yeah, see this game loves to punish people that go too fast.
True. It can be kind of like, I don't know, whiplash inducing, like seeing this like for the first time after having only played casually, because you're like, wow, they just like know where to go. When like Forsaken Fortress, like as a casual player, is really confusing. At least it was for me.
It's like, where am I supposed to go now?
Yeah.
I'll try over there.
Even though the map is like circular, it's like, I don't know. And it's stealth, so it's stressful.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it is also confusing to new speedrunners. Because, like if you accidentally get caught, like let's say like you walk into the searchlight, it catches you, they throw you in jail.
Right.
When you exit the jail, there are two doors. There is a door on the left and a door on the right. You want to take the door to the left because that is where the ladder to climb up to the searchlight is. But a lot of new runners will take the door to the right and then they'll do window jump to get into the hallway where the ladder is when they could have just taken the other door in the first place. Like every new runner does that.
Do they? Or you can be like me and you fall down in that room and then have no idea where to go. Like I can't even tell you, like I'm sitting here right now as a person who's speedrun the game. I've played rando. I should know this. I can't even tell you what room that is. So it's confusing.
Like if I pulled up a map of Forsaken Fortress and I said point to the room, you wouldn't be able to do it?
No, I could not tell you.
Wow.
And I couldn't tell you like what is in that room because like you know how there's like the room with like the jail cell, there's like some other rooms, you know? Like I don't know what that room is.
Admittedly, like it took me a while to realize where the jail was if you're on the outside of Forsaken Fortress, like you're sailing up to it.
Uh-huh.
And then I realized where it was. I'm like, oh, that's what that is. But like there's a chunk of Forsaken Fortress that's like very separated from the rest of it, and that's the jail.
Oh, I see. Oh yeah, I guess can mention, like when the runners earlier were doing the fast light cycle movement, they were also picking up the red rupees that were just like there out exposed because we want 80 rupees so that we can buy the sail for the one sailing segment of the whole run.
And I was paying attention to rupees this time. Jim has a very nice amount of rupees, and EJ has 64 rupees.
64? Okay, so it seems like both the runners didn't really have the best outset RNG. So like back at outset, we cut down a lot of grass to like try to get as many rupees as possible, just like in locations that are like really convenient to get, so that when we get to Windfall, we don't have to like go out of our way to get pots and things like that. So yeah, you said EJ has 64 rupees, so he'll
EJ has Nintendo 64 rupees.
Ha ha ha
yeah.
ha. Well, it's a good joke, commentator.
Yeah, I can leave whatever you want. Just yeah. All right, I bet you Jim is gonna get 11 rupees from this grass. I think the maximum's 12 or 13, so you can get 11. It's
We've
fine.
definitely seen Jim specifically get like 12 in that grass.
Yeah.
And it's like so crazy to see. It's like every blade of grass like drops a rupee. Poor
Well,
EJ only got, what, 3? Or
yeah.
2?
Jim got a little bit more, but both barely got any.
Yeah, so EJ will have to take a little trip. Oh, he's
The pot of shame.
these pots. Sure, you know, I don't know. There's like another pot. You'll see it like to the left of EJ, like behind that wall there. I don't know if that was faster than... Oh, I guess the thing with that pot that I just pointed out, it's RNG and can just like drop a green rupee, which is what happened to Gobbity Bobbity in like a recent race. He like needed the blue rupee and got the green rupee. It was pretty funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'd be interested in seeing the probabilities on each of the rupees, because I feel like it's a green rupee most of the time, but the blue rupee isn't that much less common.
Well, I always see the red, so...
You can't be serious.
I'm serious. Every time I've gone for that pot, and like, when you go for that pot, you only need like 1 or like a few rupees, you know? I always get the red. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, the mods are gonna have to check the disc that's in your Wii right now, and there's no way.
I'm just so lucky, you know?
Yeah.
I should really tell that to my Morth RNG, though.
No, you use up all your good RNG on a pot that doesn't matter.
You're right, I need to redistribute my luck.
Yeah.
This is interesting. Both runners are just sail pumping. There's like a slightly faster strat of sailing called sail jumping, where you like will pull out the sail and then at the same time you'll time a jump. And that's, oh, see, now Jim is doing it.
Yeah, Jim wasn't doing it before because the waters were like rougher, so it kind of makes it tough to jump, because if you jump you could crash into a wave.
Get it guys,
Yeah.
A wave crash.
I'm gonna make that joke every game.
Did you make that last game too? I didn't.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Every time I commentate, I make that joke. Because otherwise, why even call the tourney WaveCrash?
Yeah, I mean, we were just trying to keep the same energy, you know, as like Puppy Dash, Wolf Dash, whatever they call
I like
it.
how you said keep the same energy instead of stealing the name.
It's a good naming convention.
Yeah, it is.
Doesn't another community have like another thing to like
Majora's Mask had Moon Crash.
Yes, there we go. Finally, after 20 years of exploration,
Yeah.
we found the Wind Waker. The run is gonna drastically change in pace, and you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, this is a totally different speedrun than the last 30 minutes, and you would be correct, because the Wind Waker changes everything.
Yeah, like, Jim was slowly ahead here, like, last game, and then during the bomb super swim, he kind of got trolled. I will say it's still kind of his fault, but, like, he, like, I think it was Six Eye Reef kind of loaded around him, so he got stuck inside. You can just avoid it, though. That's why I kind of say it's somewhat his fault, but I mean, if it happens to someone, I more so feel like, oh, that's unfortunate, rather than like, oh, you messed up.
Yeah, like, if it loads around you, that's, I think, unlucky. But that is better than, like, having an island load, like, underneath you.
Oh, that's terrible, yeah.
And killing your speed completely. So Jim got pretty fast double storage here. It looks like EJ is not far behind for our first super swim of the run with double storage, which is important because we need storage to go into camera lock, but we also need storage for a chest because we want chest storage, which I'm sure commentators probably went over last run, but like I'll just say it again, like storing this chest here the Jim is about to open gives us really special hitbox properties, which makes us like be able to walk up things essentially. So important.
Yeah, we recently had a debate about which way you should approach Crescent Islands.
Yes.
And EJ is a firm believer that swimming up to it from the east side is superior. And as you can see in this game and last game, he got caught on the island, and because like the opening is a lot smaller. Whereas
Yeah.
like, yeah, for other people, that's not really a problem.
Right. I mean, if you're clean about it, then it's like in theory, it's one of the things. It's like in theory, this is faster, but like in practice, like, are you really able to? Do you have like good control over your movement in a super swim, like stuff like that?
Yeah.
Like EJ is definitely the type of runner that like can go for that because he's just got that like super swim movement. But I would not personally go for that.
I'm never going for that.
See, Jim like swum.
Oh! Did you see that? Oh, it's not there anymore.
Oh, what happened?
EJ got the colorful lights glitch where like Link flashes green and purple.
Wow, you got really excited for that. I see it like all the time. I feel like I wonder if it's my disc. My disc is like crazy. I don't know. I like almost always see it.
Your disc gives you red rupees every time, and you always see the light glitch. I mean, I don't want to call it light glitch because that's something else. It's like colorful light glitch. Oh my.
So
wait,
yeah, no, both.
Wait, what do you mean by light glitch? Do you mean like when you flash purple and green?
No,
like the real light glitch. Wow.
Yeah, I mean the real light glitch. My run on the leaderboard.
Wow, that's
light glitch. Iconic, right?
That's. I mean, yeah. I mean, if people show up in the Discord and they see something about light glitch and they ask, "What's light glitch?" I'll just
we have the
link
proof.
Your PV. Yeah.
We have the evidence.
So the reason why I don't want to call Link flashing purple and green light glitch is because actual light glitch is when, I mean, I don't even fully understand it myself, but it's like the lighting in the game gets super weird and it lags the game a lot. And
yes.
I think the only way to get rid of it is to like literally turn your Wii off and turn it back on.
Yeah, hard reset. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
It definitely causes problems like anywhere there's a lot of light sources, like here, it'll like be kind of laggy. It probably lags out for Forsaken Fortress. Oh, you can't take pictures. Well,
like with the picked up box, I'm pretty sure there's like something weird. I don't totally remember, but yeah, and just like lights look weird and the game lags and you can crash.
Yeah, you know, fun stuff.
This is pretty neat that both the runners are still like neck and neck after having done like a super swim, because like normally here like is where you can potentially see like a lot of like distance like growing between the runners. But both like had pretty clean double storage, clean swims, like nothing too crazy happened. So Jim is like not that far behind EJ right now.
Yeah, for me this is definitely the scariest split in the run, even though it's probably not the hardest. I mean, it's definitely hard, but it's like you go from 30 minutes of pretty much doing a fast casual playthrough into like, all right, now you have to super swim all the way across the map, and you can't touch Windfall, you can't touch Ice Ring, you can't touch Fire Mountain. If you try to reload the map in any way, then mess up the trick, it's over.
No, I totally agree. I think it's really stressful. Yeah, oh my gosh, and both the runners like getting double storage like near the same time. So here, there's like some manipulation you can do, like even though like oscillating in a super swim is like, it looks really chaotic, but like there is some like pattern to it. So if you enter the water at a certain way, you'll like consistently oscillate back underneath the dock, which is like where you can get a refill before sending your super swim to Forest Haven.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh yeah, there's like a whole video. I could send you this video.
Yeah, that'd be great. Is it like you jump in the water and you're kind of in the corner, so that if you oscillate the wrong way, you just bump into the wall? Or is it something else different?
I'm not totally sure what you mean, but
like, you know, like there's like the dock, and then there's like
yeah,
you know, it's like the gap you jump across when you're like theme warping from the docks, and then you like jump over to the rock to get storage. Like you jump in the water there, so that if you oscillate the wrong way, you just bump into the wall.
Yeah, sorta. There's a whole science to it.
Okay, because I always get trolled there because I don't like, you know, like going near that wall. So if it's like,
yeah, you want to like jump in between the dock and the wall, and then like angle yourself so that you're angled toward like where the dock connects with Windfall, essentially.
Oh, okay.
But you have to enter the water like in a certain way, like because like how you oscillate is dependent on Link's like animation, like entering the water or something like that. So like you want to hold up at a specific time, but yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is crazy. Again, another super swim has gone by, and Jim and EJ are still neck and neck. Yeah, if I was them, I would be like freaking out, like, oh my gosh, like I cannot pull ahead. Everything's going right for me in my run.
Has there ever been a
tie? Oh.
Have we properly defined what a tie is? Like, is that in the rule set at all? Cause
I'm sure it is. It's within like a few seconds or something like that is a tie, right?
I know with a rando it's 2 seconds. If you're within 2 seconds, it's considered a tie. So I don't know what it is for WaveCrash.
Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, in no MSS, I feel like that is like pretty uncommon, or it would be uncommon. But yeah, I don't think that we've seen that.
We've had very close races though.
Yeah.
Like, at least I know one of my races was like a 4-second difference. It was definitely a single-digit second difference. So, I don't know about a tie though. Oh, I know we definitely haven't had a tie, but like, who's the closest we've had to a tie? I'm not sure.
Alright, let's see if Deku cutscene skip can go a little bit better for Jim this time. Okay, look good to me.
Oh, yep,
Hooray!
That's it. You can tell when the runner successfully gets the trick, because after the reload, Link will be standing up.
And now we're gonna just finish damaging down because we're gonna do our zombie hover. Like normally you need the grappling hook in order to be able to get the Deku Leaf, and we don't have that, so we can do this instead. Just casually fly.
I can't believe how close this is still.
Yeah, I mean, both runners got Deku cutscene skip, which, like, in, like, recent races has really, like, messed with a lot of runners because, like, there's, like, issues that can happen with, like, if shoes, like, don't go to the right side and we, like, need that for our setup, stuff like that. Yeah, so this hover is really cool, in my opinion. We, like, use the tree, like, you'll see that Link is kind of, like, right up against the tree, and we can use that and like kind of stay on it for a while until we get to like the perfect spot, and then Link just like gracefully glides off the left of the tree perfectly to the leaf. I think it's really cool.
Beginners hate this trick because like, what? I have to match the button fast. What?
Oh yeah, this is like the trick that I think is like notorious for like yeah, just like causing beginners like strife, because what you want to do is 2-hand mashing. I mean, you can 1-hand mash, but that's like really painful for a long period of time. So yeah, we recommend like 2-hand mashing, and that method of mashing is it's pretty tricky to learn, and it takes a long time to get used to.
Yeah, I definitely like when I first started trying 2-handed mashing, I was mashing way slower than with 1 hand. I thought like this doesn't make any sense, and then it just kind of clicked one day, and I got it working. And now I can zombie hover in my sleep, so
nice,
really the power of 2 hands. Also,
yeah, over
Jim,
time it gets easier.
Yeah, for sure. Jim is on a really good pace right now. The leaf segment that he just did, that's his fastest ever leaf split, and now he's ahead of his PB.
Oh wow.
I mean, Jim has a history in WaveCrash of PBing constantly, so I'm gonna make a prediction now. He is going to get a PB.
Oh heck.
I mean, mashing's not painful. If you do it with 1 hand, it's painful. If you do it with 2 hands, like I said, like I get to do it in my sleep. I think like the longest I went mashing with 2 hands was like half an hour. Like it's like really, when you get the rhythm down, it's very. I don't want to say like easy, but it's...
Yeah, for 2-hand, yeah,
it's way easier than you think.
Exactly, you can be pretty chill with it. Like, I feel pretty chill when I'm 2-hand mashing.
You know what I'd love to interview? That person that did an 80% no MSS run. You already know what I'm gonna say.
I already know, yeah.
In the first, so there's someone on the leaderboard. I wish I remember their name. I don't, but there's someone that submitted a time to the 80% no MSS leaderboard. But they did the regular 80% route, which is very different. And the reason why they were able to do that is because instead of doing manual super swim, They did a zombie hover from Outset Island to Dragon Roost Island.
And
It
that's
took them like 2 hours.
yes. And there's like meme music playing and like really loud.
Yeah.
It's just loud.
I mean, you can't really listen to that with audio because it's
No.
like it's hard.
It's part of the experience, though.
Yeah, that's got to be my favorite speedrun. Like I forgot which YouTuber did this, but like there's a YouTuber that covered like the slowest speedruns, like a speedrun where you try to go as slow as possible. And it's like, man, I wish they knew about that Wind Waker run because that is like that would have been prime content that isn't, you know, Minecraft or Minecraft.
Somebody told me that it got taken off the leaderboard. I don't know why, or if the person who submitted it did it.
Yeah, I actually I did try to look for it the other day just because I thought like, you know, I want to look at that right now and I couldn't find it, so.
EJ just had really clean peg storage. So did Jim. Oh my gosh. They're cooking right now. Cooking with gas. Like, they are schmoovin' on like an insane level. Both their best possible times are like 113 pace, which is so fast. Like,
we need to like let him cook meme, but for Wind Waker. Is there a moment where like one character tries to charge ahead, but then someone else puts their arm in front of them? I feel like there's gotta be.
I have no idea.
I feel like there isn't, maybe though, because like the closest there is to that is like when Link runs off the ledge to save Errol, and then Tetra grabs him, but then like Tetra doesn't stop him. He just gotta Link just gotta charge his head.
All right, I did that thing where like I pointed out that they were cooking, and then it's like the commentator's curse because like this storage that EJ is trying to get. Oh my god.
This storage is pretty easy.
Excuse me,
so
while
the
I
fact that
yeah,
so it's kind of awkward, you know. I mean, this happens sometimes, you know. Alright, EJ, you gotta.
I would say that is like probably the most infuriating storage like to miss. Because like you'll just be so used to getting it like first try. Yeah, it is like a pretty. Yeah, see, he just hits that one. It's like not all ledges were created equal.
Yeah.
That's why like top runners, not all of them, but like a lot of them will like practice their storage spots because like they just all have a different feel to them, all a different distance from the ground, etc. So yeah, just like that by itself, a storage spot is what is now making the difference between these two runners, because like now Jim is already at 6i on his way to FF, and EJ is still charging at Private Oasis. But again, it can quickly switch because there's still like some hard tricks coming up that can close that gap as easily as it was created. But yeah, they're both still schmoovin'. More walking up walls.
Yep. Walking up this wall can be a little tricky if you clip in the wrong spot, but it looks like Jim got it. I think EJ swam into Forsaken Fortress too fast, so I mentioned this last race, if people were here for that, where like you have to slow down to let the water load in. So in EJ's case, the water did not load in, so he kind of like fell out of the water, and then the water loaded around him.
Mm-hmm. I want to say that EJ had like a really fast swim.
Yeah, it was just the storage, you know?
Yeah, because like the storage, like I feel like created like a much longer like time gap. This is just like all based on feel, for the record. But yeah, now he's like really not that far behind.
Yeah,
they're in the same cutscene, so they're tied, right?
Oh
like,
yeah. Exactly.
That's how that works.
But on a more serious note, they are both on pace to beat their personal bests. And EJ's personal best is faster by like a minute and a half, a little more. So just because Jim is ahead now, like anything could happen. I mean that. Not like last race where I was like, oh, there's RNG at the end of the run, so who knows? Because I was lying a little bit about the race still being a toss-up, but now it's actually a toss-up.
Yeah, and like the thing with the RNG too, now that we've like entered, because we're in like really late stages of the tournament, and like I think all of the runners they go for the first RNG, but then if they don't get it, they all go for the hover.
Yeah.
So that makes it a bit more consistent.
I'm gonna be looking at this cutscene to see if someone puts their arm out in front of someone else. But I don't think that happens.
This is pretty exciting because, like, little things, like, after Helmarock skip, we'll go to Hyrule and we'll do barrier skip. Like, little things like damage cancel can, like, influence this a lot. It's, like, the little things that, like, can so easily go wrong, but they don't lose that much time, but it's, like, just enough time, you know? But yeah, this is pretty hype. We'll have to see if EJ can close it out and walk away with a 2-0, or maybe Jim will bring it back and then we'll get a game 3. Oh yeah, in case people are wondering, if we get a game 3, it will take place right after this one. So.
Yep. Here we go. Aloha Kirby with the raid.
Welcome in, Aloha, another runner in the WaveCrash tournament.
Yeah, the winner of this set has to play Aloha next.
I think both runners, so there's a few different methods you can use to skip Helmarock. I think both of these runners go for the leaf strat. It's like you leaf around this part of Helmarock, which everybody has to do. But then here, yeah, so, oh, well, okay, you want to damage down because otherwise the trick becomes frame perfect and, like, that's kind of annoying. So, like, this part, Jim is gonna, like, grab this ledge, and if you don't damage down, then you have to do a roll clip, which is frame perfect.
Man, Jim makes it look so easy.
I know,
like,
they make it look so easy. That's
like,
actually a really difficult setup.
I mean, he didn't do a setup, so
Well,
that's
yeah,
why
I
it's
mean,
hard. Yeah, like,
that's why it's so hard.
EJ's actually gonna do a setup for what Jim did without a setup because that's how hard it actually is. It's like, see, he uses the
He
L
has, like, a
target
little
there
camera thing, yeah.
to adjust the camera angle, so now he just has to hold up.
Wow. Okay, yeah, they both make it look really easy, but...
Well, actually, with EJ's setup, it's pretty easy, but yeah.
It can still go wrong, though, because you can still, like,
can.
move just a little bit, because the position is surprisingly precise.
Yeah.
Like, I almost wish that one of the runners would have done, like, the SVA setup, for example, because then you can just, like, see how insane a setup can be in order to, like, get the right position and, like, angle and stuff like that. But yeah, both had really clean Helmarock splits, so...
Yeah, like a big thing with that Helmarock skip that both did is, like, the time you pull the leaf is, like, a little different from what you might think. Like, you think, like, oh yeah, pull the leaf at the peak of your jump to get maximum height. But if you do that, then you're too high up to grab the ledge. So you have to, like, actually delay when you pull leaves. So that's, like, a little tricky when, like, you're so used to pulling the leaf at the peak of the jump.
Right. Yeah, it's like instinct if you're gonna, like, leaf somewhere, especially in the standard definition version of the game, which is, like, what we're playing right now. Like, Link has baby rolls, so, like, after a roll clip, you have, like, no height. So you want to, like, pull a leaf, like, immediately. Stuff like that. So if, let's just say, hypothetically, both runners in their own respective runs have their own setups go, like, perfectly, that, I think, would put EJ ahead. Or at least make it even, because Jim's setup takes a little bit longer. It's, to me personally, I find it way more consistent, but EJ's setup, if everything goes right, then it's a bit faster. So that could also be a source of gap bridging coming up here soon.
Yeah, I could definitely see EJ catching up because of barrier skip.
Yeah. And like we said earlier, damage cancel, where like you hit the barrier and like the barrier wants to knock you back, and then you stand in the barrier and you want to pull Wind Waker. It's like frame perfectly or something with like when the damage stops. Yeah, I don't know. But that can also go wrong because somebody is Glubbers specifically looked into it recently, and there's like I don't remember specifically what it is, but there's like weird things that can happen that can make it so there's actually not an opportunity for it to work.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Gosh, I really wish I could remember exactly what was said, but there's like something like that. Like if you mash for it, for example, it like can cause issues.
Well, yeah, because like if you press Wind Waker the frame before you're supposed to, then it takes like 1 frame to put it away minimum, right? And then 1 frame minimum to pull it back out. I mean, it's longer than that, I think, but
maybe that's why. Yeah, I don't totally remember. But anyways, the TLDR is that it can be really annoying.
Yeah, and that's why you do not mash for it. You just time it, which easier said than done. But
yeah, except for frame perfect, just time it. You know, you want a game with frame perfect tricks, and like Wind Waker is the game for you.
But frame perfect at 30 FPS, it's like, I don't know, think about those games where it's frame perfect at 60 or, I don't know, bigger. I think like bigger than that, it's like PC games, and I don't even know, I'm sure they have frame perfect tricks, but they like intentionally slow down the frame rate. But anyway.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about PC gaming speedruns. Other than a Muck Runner. I know a thing or two about that.
All right.
Because of that challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
After yet another long cutscene, oh, we get this like cute little castle cutscene still.
Personally, a cutscene that shows like how ravaged and ruined the castle is. I don't know if I'd call it cute, but you know, we all have our own opinions.
I think it's pretty quirky and cute. So here, like, we want to roll around the, like, you'd be like, oh, why don't you just take a straight line to the loading zone? Well, there's like a trigger. So we roll with A, right? But then also sometimes in the game, the A button will be used to prompt choral text, and so there's like a text trigger here that we want to avoid, so it's faster to actually roll around it. Or where EJ is gonna pull bombs. I think that's so fun. Yeah, so that's fast too. I don't actually know what's faster if it's been timed, but yeah, so like Jim rolled around the trigger, and then EJ like pulls bombs, and that like when you drop a bomb behind you, it like pushes you. Yeah.
Gives you a speed boost, and that's kind of how barrier skip works. But
yeah,
there's no way that's actually faster than just constantly rolling around it.
It's a straight line though.
Maybe we'll ask EJ the interview, because maybe he keeps doing it like because it's actually faster and not because it's a meme. Because I thought he was doing it because it's a meme, but if he's like, I don't know, racing Jim and Jim's ahead and he did it anyway, I'm kind of questioning.
Okay, Jim, that's actually really unfortunate for Jim. He like missed the bomb drop timing, so now he has to do this part of the setup again, which is the slow part. And yeah, see, EJ just got barrier skip, so now he's ahead. Whereas Jim has to like do these rolls. So like Jim's setup is the dry roll setup, which is why it's so slow, because like you have to, well, not so slow, but like if you miss it, it's just like unfortunate, because then you have to like do all this stuff over again. And like in the blink of an eye, EJ is blown past the barrier. So yeah, damn.
Oh.
Yeah, looks like he's struggling a little bit with the bomb drop. It is frame perfect. Oh no.
Also, do not listen to Zor2000 in chat saying dropping bombs in that room is faster. He's a little biased because he is the runner that said like, "Hey, what if you just drop bombs here to get the speed boost?"
This is like five-head thinking, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is pretty unfortunate for Jim. Like, you do want to time the bomb drop. It's like framed perfectly out of the pause, and sometimes that timing can be a little tricky.
Yeah, you also like want to err on the caution of like doing it too early.
Right,
oh,
there we go.
Yeah. Because if you do it too late, then it puts you out of position and you have to do the setup again. Where if you're too early, then the bomb never comes out, and then you're still in the same spot.
Exactly. And EJ just had a clean trial skip. EJ does the bomb ledge clip strat. We're gonna see Jim go to a like completely different spot to do trial skip. But the way EJ did it makes it so that it's a 3-frame trick instead of a frame perfect roll clip, which is why it's preferred. Like, some people prefer it. The setup, like, to get there is a bit slower, but again, it's like that trade-off. Like, Jim does like the more consistent barrier skip setup, but it could be like faster for him just because it's consistent, you know? So it's just like about finding that balance. And we do know the pattern, I guess, for the light maze. So like the run, it's like not like different every time. It's the same. D Lolru. And yeah, see here Jim is doing a partial ledge clip, roll clip. So he does a ledge clip, but that doesn't completely get him out of bounds. So after partially clipping with the ledge clip, he then has to do a frame perfect roll clip afterwards anyways. So I think the way that Jim does it is the most complicated way.
Yeah.
But he's just so good at it, so it doesn't even matter.
I like it, so that is why I also do it that way.
Oh, you do it too, that's right.
Yeah.
You and Jim are the only people that do it like that, I think.
Yeah.
And I think it's so weird, but like, you know, power to you.
What do you mean, it's faster?
Then the C-up setup?
Yep.
Really?
Well, yeah, because you don't even have to line up an angle, you just you do
just
it.
kind of go for it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be like you. I used to do the C-up setup, and then one day someone came in my chat and yelled at me. They told me to do it with the bomb, and I said, okay, it's faster, PK, you have to do it. All right. And now I do it, and I find it's also easier. It's faster and easier. What is that noise?
Do that? Oh, it's because... Okay, that actually would have been so bad. Imagine if that hit him. He would have died. So I guess, like, Phantom Ganon, like, discharged the attack, like... How do I say this? Like, he let the attack go, but then the light arrow hit Phantom Ganon, so he died, but the attack was, like, still in motion. So, like, it still, like, went off even though Phantom Ganon was dead.
I've never seen that before.
Doesn't it do 2 hearts? It does 2 hearts, right?
All I know is that when you have a heart and a half, you die.
Yeah, EJ needs to pick up some health here. And yes, chatter, there are plenty of ways for Jim to catch up still. He's really not that far behind. Like, coming up is the PG fight, which can be tricky, especially, like, both of these runners, I'm assuming, are, like, aware of each other's positions, so maybe there might be, like, some nerves coming into play, and that can make PG, like, especially difficult because it's, like, an aiming boss. There's RNG coming up, and, like, the gap is so close where, like, that RNG, like, can make a big difference. There's just, like, a ton that can happen. I'm getting really excited.
Yeah. Like when I say it's anyone's game, I am telling the truth this time.
Yeah. Like... Yeah, it could literally go either way, currently. But now we have a moment of calm. There was just, like, it was just so chaotic, and... I don't know, is the stream, was getting EJ's audio.
It was getting EJ's audio, so they all heard it.
Yeah, so that's
everyone
pretty, that's not normal.
Yeah, everyone simultaneously thought, huh, I think EJ's game crashed. It's making a weird noise.
Yeah, that's not normal. Oh, Jim opted not to pick up a heart.
He's fine.
I would have picked up a heart.
No, he's fine.
These are the experts. We're witnessing the no MSS experts here.
Well, I mean, like, another heart wouldn't really do anything for him, right? Because he has the minimum health to get magic drops. And
if he gets hit, like, I don't know. I don't know.
If you mess up and get hit too often, then, well, he kind of... I don't want to say he deserved to lose. That makes me sound like a jerk, but...
Wow, yeah, it kind of does.
But Jim's trying to be fast, so...
Yeah,
that's why he didn't pick up a heart.
Pish posh.
Also, he kind of does want to get hit a few times, just not too many times.
True, we do want to damage down, but after we have secured our magic, like our necessary amount of magic.
Yes, that's a good point.
So EJ is starting the PG fight. This first shot can be consistent if you can do it. See if he gets it. He does get it! So, oh my gosh, and then a clean second shot.
Ah.
That's okay, it's okay. That was still very fast. So yeah, that's like, in a tournament, that's what you want. Pretty clean phase 1. And that's the hardest phase. So, after that is usually like when runners will like sigh a breath of relief. You're like, oh yes, I got through PG phase 1. Thank goodness. And here there is also another thing that we can do to make this phase faster. It's called Crip Shot. So like EJ is gonna go for another shot here. He misses it, unfortunately, but he'll have another chance to go for it if the magic drops are good enough.
If he misses again, that's a big chance for Jim to catch up.
Can he go for a Crip Shot here?
Oh wow, wait, Jim had a really fast PG1. And
okay, but EJ just hit Crip Shot.
Yeah, so it's actually fine that he missed it the first time, because, yeah. You need to shoot him 3 times anyway. Alright, that's 1. Shoot him 2 more times. You may want to damage down a little bit, though. I mean, or he just hopes he gets the first try worth. Actually, if he gets 1 more hit, I mean, that's, like, okay, I guess.
Yeah. He's doing the bomb strat, so... a heart and a half, you know? Pretty reasonable.
I think Jim got Crip Shot there. So
that's...
yeah, I think she's supposed to shoot 1 more time. Oh, I like that. He damaged down from the spider falling on him, because that does a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need magic anymore, so it's like, why not?
Again, this can still go either way. I want to say.
Yeah, I mean...
because if one runner gets first try RNG and the other doesn't, then that's...
I mean, if neither of them get good RNG, then Jim has taken a lot more damage. And this is perfect. See? This is why Jim didn't get the heart. He knows what he's doing.
That's actually crazy, though. I would be way too scared to do it like that, but, like, you have to do a trick called grapple skip coming up, where you, like, backflip through, like, a floor. But what can happen, like, if you fail it, you can void out, and that takes a 1/4 heart, so... you shouldn't fail it, but it's like one of those tricks that's just, like, sometimes something goes wrong, and you just fail it for, like, no reason. So EJ is about to do grapple skip right here. See, he equipped Wind Waker because he doesn't want to fail grapple skip and wants to get the perfect 180 turnaround for the setup.
I don't know, personally, I find that if someone does fail it and they know what they're doing, they're not far back enough, so they don't void out on the seal. You just fall.
Yeah. Okay, this is second morph for EJ.
It's hover
Doesn't get
time.
it. Okay, so now he's gonna go for the backup hover. Oh my gosh.
He's so close to those hearts. EJ, get away from those hearts.
Oh my gosh, if Jim gets first try RNG, I'll lose my mind.
And I'll miss my dinner. It's okay, I'll eat dinner later. Did you see that? Like, when Jim got up through the floor, it looked like he was in a crawling state.
Oh! No! Oh my god.
Jim, I'm hungry! What are you doing going fast? Come on!
I'm gonna cry. Okay, so... Wow. Jim got the RNG that EJ wanted to get, but now, so as a result of not getting the good RNG, EJ has to do this hover. Well, doesn't have to, but it's like...
Kinda does.
So, EJ really wants this fairy in this pot to heal him.
That looks good.
It didn't.
I think he got it. No, what?
It didn't. That's... Okay. So EJ
okay,
really needed that fairy to heal him there. So that's really unfortunate. But it looks like Jim is having a little bit of trouble with the morts. But this still puts Jim, like, Jim definitely has like a really big advantage here. Because EJ has to damage down. The pot is open, so he doesn't have to like go for the RNG or do that hover again. But if Jim manages to get Morth hover here shortly, then that's GG's, you know.
It's on to game 3.
Yeah, then we get our game 3.
But you know, like, part of me kind of felt going into this, like, yeah, they're both really good. It's probably gonna go to game 3. To actually have it happen in a race as hype as this, that is really something.
I know! Oh my goodness. And yes, okay, so Jim's Morth is in position. Oh my gosh. I would be so nervous. I'm so nervous watching. I hate liftoff.
I mean, Jim clearly has nerves of steel. Like, if he ended the propaganda fight with a quarter heart, like, he... Oh, that's a little part of the rate. I think he'll be fine, though.
Alright,
yeah,
and he gets Morth hover.
Oh, he doesn't have a safety Morth, though.
He doesn't normally. I haven't ever seen Jim bring a safety Morth. I just think that he is just so comfortable, like, with Ganon. He could get... There is a universe where Ganon just does some absurd, you know, stuff. And,
that's why
or
EJ's
Zelda.
not giving up. Yeah. Zelda could shoot him. Yeah.
So there is a world where Jim dies to Ganon. I think it's really unlikely, but there is a universe where that happens. All right.
I like what EJ's doing, and he's needs to damage out a little bit more. But I like how he's like, I don't know, like doing multiple things at the same time. Like he has to damage down, and he's like, might as well do it while waiting for this Morth to blow over.
Yeah, see, that's crazy. Like, oh, that's
scary. I think he'll be fine though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to like get really far away, and then very barely. Yeah, that's good.
So yeah, see, EJ knows that he is a little bit behind Jim, so also doesn't have a safety Morth, so you just kind of gotta send it, you know? And he was like damaging down while like blowing the Morth. He's like multitasking. He's like pull out all the stops. He gets liftoff. So okay. Yeah, I mean, even though both runners are like now in this cutscene, Jim is like so much ahead. Like something has to go wrong, I feel like, for Jim.
Yeah, like remember how I said, like what, a half hour ago? Yeah, a half hour ago, that I thought Gymnast was gonna get a new personal best.
Oh yeah, he.
Yeah, and then that fairy skip happened, and I thought to myself like, oh, he's probably not getting a personal best. And then that Morth happened, and the Morth said, "We'll let you cook this one time."
The power of RNG, man. First try Morth. Wow. That was like a really crazy last 10 minutes. So yeah, it looks like Jim, it's like pretty secure. I don't want to say for sure though, but some mishaps need to take place in order for EJ to catch up. So, remember what I said earlier? Like if you guys are just like, you're here for the content, you're here for the Wind Waker, you know? Well, congratulations. there's like a good chance we're going on to game 3.
Yeah. And Gymnast is going to get yet another personal best in a tourney.
But yeah, like they said in chat, it ain't over until ... done happens, so. Shenanigans could ensue. Man. Can't believe what we've witnessed. Yeah, that'll happen. I feel like a lot of the time in these like back-to-back races is like the first run will be like kind of shaky, like it'll go one way, but maybe by like not that much. But then game 2, both of the runners are warm and they're cooking, and
yeah, like, but then the problem with game 3 is that the runners are boiling and they just want to be done. Yeah.
Like Wind Waker for like 4 hours. Yeah.
I mean, they're both West Coast, right? So it's not like it's getting close to that time where they're going to be hungry, but
true. I mean, lunch. They started at 11 PST.
I mean, early lunch, it's fine. Have a little brunch for the big game.
Alright, so Jim is starting the Ganon fight.
Oh, Jim, get out of there.
Yeah, he's playing it safe.
Yeah, he messed up his spin attack. He's like, nope, get me out of here.
I'm out.
Let me cook in like 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, in case it wasn't clear, Ganon does a full heart of damage, so you can't get hit at all in this fight. If you go in with a heart, obviously.
So like phase 2, he's probably really not going to get hit because you can just hold your shield up for most of it.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. That kick. Okay, and that kick goes through shields. So. He's really playing with fire here.
Like a true
We're fine. We're fine. He's fine. That's it. GG.
And Gymnast getting his 115.
1:15:58. That is a new personal best for Jim. That's in case you guys couldn't tell, that's a pretty.
That's
good time.
a really good time. He got a new personal best by 44 seconds. Beating this category in under an hour and 16 minutes is pretty tough, you could say.
EJ.
EJ's just like, I can't believe this. I can't believe what is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the sound of nightmares.
But EJ's personal best is an hour 14:59.
Yeah, which is also amazing.
Jim's personal best is now within a minute of EJ's.
Man, yeah, alright, game 3. Woo! So EJ has taken one game, Jim has taken the other. Who will take the last game? Stay tuned to find out. Again, I don't imagine they're gonna want to take that much of a break. But I'm not sure what's happening.
Yeah. I can't wait. I mean, I don't know if this will actually happen, but I'm thinking, like, what if someone watches this VOD, like, a year from now, and they just keep hearing us say, let him cook?
And they're like,
what? They're gonna be like, oh god, I forgot about that cringe meme. Like, I'm just thinking, like, what if, like, we watch a VOD from a year ago, and, like, there's a commentator that just says, it's morbid time.
Oh my god.
You know, like...
I mean, I'm sure that there are, like, there has to be.
I feel like if this tourney happened back when that meme was a thing, then, like, people, instead of saying, like, oh, it's Morph hover time, they would just be like, it's Morb hover time, or something like that.
Okay, yeah, that's
you know?
Yeah. Alright, I need to step away for a brief moment, but PK is here to keep you all company. But
yeah,
I'll be right back.
Well, here we go again. Game 3. It's time to see who will get 4th place and who will move on to top 3 to race Aloha Kirby Losers Finals. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. You know, if Jim keeps PBing all the time, I'm sure he'll get world record by Grand Finals, assuming that he makes it that far. But I mean, all these big PBs he's getting, like, eventually, right? Like, you get to like perfect play or near perfect play. You're not gonna PB by a large amount. So if Jim does stick around in the tourney for like to the end, like he's not gonna keep getting these big PBs because it's like pretty much impossible. But it is very exciting to keep seeing him improve his best every time. Because world record is 1 hour 13 minutes 35 seconds, and Jim just got an hour 15 minutes 58 second time.